Hello, I wanted to talk with you all about these documents from William Penn. Um, so I put the documents up here on the screen so y'all can see them as we walk through them. And I asked you to think about with his frame of government for Pennsylvania, that's basically like his constitution, asked you to think about this excerpt. He wrote, to support power in reverence with the people, and to secure the people from the almost of power, that they may be free by their just obedience, and the magistrates honorable for their just administration. For liberty without obedience is confusion, and obedience without liberty is slavery. And what you want to think about is, as you're reading that excerpt, is what is he suggesting about who has power in Pennsylvania? And when he says to support power in reverence with the people, he is suggesting, now he does say that there are magistrates, that people do have to exercise obedience, but he is still associating power with people. And that's a really significant point for the late 17th century, right? This association of people with power, with people having some voice. Now, again, there's still magistrates, there's still obedience, but there's like an acknowledgement that they have some voice in this government. And again, that is like new, if you will, for the Americas. And as we saw in the case of the formation of other colonies, there's starting to become this expectation that this is something that you have when you come to establish a colony, or you come to live in a colony in the Americas, at least a British colony. Now, the other document that you want to look at here is his letter to the Delaware. And I sort of asked you to kind of think about like the relationship of the Jamestown colonists with Native Americans and how different that was compared to what we see Penn writing here. So he says he does come from a Christian perspective. So he does have that sort of immediate assumption that there is only one God, that God is great, that God has the power. But then he says, he notes that God has pleased to put him here. The king of the country where I live has also given him the ability to be here. But he says, but I desire to enjoy it with your love and consent, that we may always live together as neighbors and friends. Else what would the great God say to us, who has made us not to devour and destroy one another, but live kindly together in the world with one another? So that is such a big difference, right there, right? He's saying, I'm, well, again, he's in some ways not so different, right? Coming from this Christian basis, coming from like, God has given this to me, the king has given this to me. But that acknowledgement that wanting to do this with, he says, right, with your love and consent, that we want to be neighbors and friends. That is language that we didn't really see in Jamestown or in Massachusetts. We looked at Winthrop's document about what the ability to take land. You actually haven't looked at that document yet. You're going to look at that in a future lecture. So again, this is unique, this idea of living as friends and neighbors. He says, I'm sensible that things have, that unkind and unjust things have happened to you. So he's even acknowledging that things have happened to Native peoples in the past that was unjust and not fair, not kind. He says, but I'm not such a man, as is well known in my own country. I have great love and regard towards you. I desire to win and gain your love and friendship by a kind, just, and peaceable life. The people I send are of the same mind and shall in all things behave themselves accordingly. So again, he's acknowledging, like, I know not everybody's treated you fairly and justly, but I'm different, and people who know me know that I'm also different. I want to work together. I want to create peace, again, love and friendship. And then he says too, let's see, if anything shall offend you or your people, let me know. Like, we want to fix this, right? You shall have a full and speedy satisfaction for the same by an equal number of honest men on both sides. And then he signs it, I am your friend. So again, just that the tone, the words, quite different than what we've seen in other accounts. And something to think about, if you aren't waging war with the indigenous population, you're able to direct your resources in other ways. And so among some of the original colonies, Pennsylvania will be one of the wealthiest because it will have a strong economy that's not always, again, this isn't always the case, but not always geared towards fighting with indigenous peoples. So something to consider. Okay, if you have any questions, be sure and either send me an email or put that in that discussion board. Happy to help. Hope you're doing well. Take care.